Our next speaker is known to many as the Middle East #1 woman entrepreneurs coach. Wow, that's a big title. Wissam delights her audiences in a unique blend of education, honesty, and humor. Please welcome Wissam Mohib.
When I was in primary school, in the reading comprehension class, I always used to read this text. Ahmed is reading, and Sarah is cooking. Muhammad is writing, and Aisha is cleaning the house. And early from that time, I knew that I'm up for a big challenge to prove my ability and desire and right to read, write, work, and succeed just like Ahmed and Muhammad. Wonderful ladies, and supportive men also. If you have been made to believe that you are an underperformer or you are only good for the housework, I'm here today to tell you that you don't have to accept any of these stereotypes at all. And I know it because I have been there. I have been passed over for promotions because I'm a woman. And I have been pigeonholed in very boring tasks because that's all you can handle as a woman. And I have been also passed for serious projects because serious projects are reserved for men. I refuse to accept any of these. I refuse to give them control to choose for me what to do and what not to do. When I started my career 15 years ago as a consultant, if someone would ask me, would you like to work on your own? I'd probably tell him, no, I'm not a natural entrepreneur. And I kept on saying, I'm not a natural entrepreneur, I'm not a natural entrepreneur, until one day I read a book by Robert Kiyosaki, where he said clearly, if you think that there is such a thing as a natural entrepreneur, you might as well believe that there is such a thing as a natural employee.
Was it Rich Dad Poor Dad?
No, Before You Quit Your Job. This is the name of the book. This message made a big impression on me. It was the first lesson I learned in entrepreneurship. You are not born to fit into any place or role that someone set for you. You are born to choose what you want to do with your life, right? The years that followed was not any better for me. I grew increasingly dissatisfied with my corporate career and corporate job. I was very naive to think that if I'm good, if I'm a hard worker, my good work will show itself and I will get promoted. I realized that this cannot be further from the truth. The reality is, your skill can only get you that far. But if you want to go any further, you will have to be a great corporate politic player. And I was not. And I couldn't go up beyond a certain level because of it. So in a moment of truth with myself, I looked at myself and I asked, okay, Wissam, you are now stuck in a job that is not fulfilling you any longer. There's no opportunity for advancement for you. It's not giving you the flexibility that you crave in your life. It's not energizing you any further. Why are you keeping it? And that was the moment when I decided to resign. I decided to leave my corporate job and start my own company. And the moment I did so, I was attacked by everyone in my family. My parents will tell me, are you crazy? You're leaving a job that pays you 6-figure salary to work on your own? You will soon be begging in the streets, my honey. And my husband would tell me, really, you want to start a training company in Dubai? You know how many training companies are there in the market? Knowledge Village alone has more than 500 companies. How will you compete? And here comes the second lesson in entrepreneurship for me, which is whenever you take a big leap of faith, you will always be faced by resistance and skepticism. And it's up to you to give in. And luckily enough for me, I did not give in. And I started my company anyway. And fast forward 5 years from that moment, I'm now leading a thriving training business in Dubai. We are serving some of the top and biggest clients across the Middle East. And I also teach women entrepreneurs how to start and grow their own business to replicate my success formula. And I do all of this while keeping my sanity and while having time to watch my children growing in their early years. And I still have time to attend each and every school event of my daughter. And I did all of this was possible because, not because I'm a superwoman, but because I super believed in myself. And today, I hand it over to you to also super believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, simply no one will ever do. Thank you.
What is the most tragedy thing can happen to you ever in your life more than the loss of someone you love? Someone whose blood in your blood circulation. Someone who spent his whole life to raise you up. 3 years back, I lost my biggest hero. I lost my biggest support in my life. I lost my father. He died. He didn't even saw me stepping in the stage in my graduation ceremony of my MBA at the American University of Sharjah when I was taking my diploma. He was not there to see me. I cried a lot for my father's death, and my heart was broken into pieces. Then I thought, how can I overcome this obstacle and this tragedy? I started to write Arabic poetry, which was my hobby since I was 10 years old. After the death of my father, I was intensively writing every day my Arabic poetry. It took all my sadness, the bad energy, the negative emotions, all out of my body. It get me feel happier, and I felt relaxed. I thought, why don't I also share my Arabic poetry with others and publish? Yes, I started to publish my poetry. I published in Al Khaliji newspaper, Marami magazine, كل الأسرة magazine, the AOS Arabic labeled. And guess what? I'm hearing amazing feedback from people. Why didn't you share before? And I started my Facebook page, which called الشاعرة غدير الغفري خنساء عينيك. And guess what also? How many likes I get there within 1 year only? More than 600 likes. And I was blogging also. I have a blogger called غفوة جفن. And in that, I have so many traffic from people. Now, because we believe that a human is more important than materialistic, because we believe that people is more important than things, because we believe we want to change this world to be a peaceful world, a better place to live, because we believe there is no limit to reach people's hearts and touch them. I and other poets founded the group Poets Without Limits, شعراء بلا حدود, based in Sharjah. What we do, we have open mic poetry nights. We share our poetry there. And I would like to share this poet. I wrote it about peace. Peace. What is peace? Who makes peace? Where me, you, and they could live with peace. Just keep us free. Just agree with me. Don't kill me every year. Stop and change this career. If you support our idea and give us our rights, then you can be our dear. No victims and no fights. This is peace. This is peace. Save people's lives. Make friends and peers to let our smiles rise. Overall, success is a journey. It's not a destination. No matter what obstacles you face in your life or challenges, you can overcome them by your talents, using your talents and your hobbies. I would like also to share this poem with you in Arabic for my father. أبي المحيط أنت المحيط في داخلي وأحرفي وقصائدي أنت نسمات الطفولة الحلوة وأريج عناق الماضي أنت الحبيب الأول أحبك أبي. Thank you.
He's ringing. So I'd like all of you to give a round of applause to Gigi Zabla.
I have always loved dancing since I was a little girl. I had the privilege of having a mother who was a dance teacher. So I was always in her dance troupe until I realized I was the tallest, odd-looking one, and I said, that's enough. And I stopped dancing for a while. Years passed by. After school, I went to college. I took up industrial engineering, and I danced with numbers. Because I couldn't dance with, how tough it is to be in engineering. But there's a place that I used to go after exams. Any of you know this place, disco?
Yeah.
Come on, oh, I have some of my age groups here. For those of you who haven't heard that word or you haven't been there, oh, you don't know what you're missing. In 1987, I ventured to the UAE to test the waters, equipped with my engineering degree and computerized business system. Postgraduate, I thought, let's give it a try. I had the opportunity to work as an IT trainer, business consultant, and every time my mom would ask me the question, Gigi, what good thing did you do today? Well, I said, Mom, I taught people how to use computers. But a few years ago, I used to recall how it was like when she would ask us that question when we were little kids. And growing up with my cousin, Beth, and my sister, Cherry, oh, they would come up with all sorts of answers. Cherry would say, I memorized a poem. And Elizabeth would say, I pick up the garbage and we sort the trash and throw it in the bin. But for me, guess what's my answer?
Teacher.
I dance. And I could get away with that. Years passed by. I mastered my dancing moves, boogie, and if you know boogie, cha-cha-cha, swing, and I just enjoyed dancing. Until the time when I was supposed to be teaching people who were double my age. And this time, I have to look mature so that at least people will believe I know something there or I have something there. And I wore powder suits and wore thick glasses. And I tried to avoid smiling. And I kept it a secret that I dance because I didn't want anyone to even invite me for a dance. I wanted to learn how to use computers. I felt like it was the end of the road, the end of my world. When I couldn't even withdraw 1 dirham from our frozen account. In the night, I couldn't sleep, worrying about where will I get the means to support my family. But I have faith in God. And I reminded myself, okay, my feet may be frozen, my bank account is frozen, but my heart is never frozen. And that's where the healing started. I tried to make myself busy. I did not dance much at that time, but I prayed and I read a lot. And one of the books that really helped me to be back on my toes again is a book written by Omontino, where he wrote The Seeds of Greatness, and if you read that, it goes this way, and it became my mantra every day. I will leave, as all good actors do, only in the moment. I cannot perform at my best today if I regret about my previous acts and mistakes, or even worry about the scene to come. I will embrace today's difficult task, take off my coat, and make the dust in the world. And remember that the busier I am, the less harm I'm up to suffer. The tastier will be my food, the sweeter my sleep, and the better satisfied I will be in this world. So I joined Toastmasters, tried to improve my speaking, their communication skills, and volunteered my services to be a mentor, to do educational sessions. They thought I was training them to be better speakers, but in my heart, I'm grateful. They're actually helping me to be a better person. I couldn't sleep in the night, and my friend suggested, Gigi, go for yoga. There I went for yoga. And when my mom would ask me the question, what did you learn today? Mom, you know, I learned breathing. I never knew that you had to learn how to breathe. I learned how to quiet my mind. And there was one thing as well. Did you know that the mind doesn't know a fake and a genuine laughter? And there I learned to laugh with no reason. In fact, I have my yoga teacher here with us. That's how we laugh in yoga. I attended yoga, I didn't wear a red dress. I didn't dance there initially. But can you believe after a while, even the yogis started to dance with me? I didn't have a choice. Gigi's there. But as I was delivering my speeches in some of the Toastmaster meetings, one of the senior Toastmaster heard me when I said, I lost everything. And he said, no, Gigi, you have everything. Start again. He didn't only give me words of encouragement, he really helped me to stand up again. I registered a company from nothing, but with pure determination of wanting to share whatever I know to change the lives of people as well. And from there, I mastered mind mapping, which is about organizing your thoughts. I even learned about behaviors, human behavior, to understand why can someone do something so awful? How could some people not just be aligned with you? And there I realized that people who have wronged us, who have harmed us, they are actually the best teachers. So in my case, well, I paid a huge price for that lesson. But nevertheless, it made me stronger. Now, I'm so privileged to share with you that I now promote greatness through the help of people by associating myself with different professionals, be it the mind, body, and the spirit as their expertise, mainly to bring them closer to people who may require their services. And tonight, when my mom would ask me again the same question, guess what I'm gonna say? I say, I dance. But Mom, I planted seeds of greatness. And I do hope that tonight I can also plant seeds of greatness in you by sharing with you my story.
When we talk about women entrepreneurs and we talk about entrepreneurs, we always think about one thing: freedom. Freedom from the boss, freedom from the company, freedom. That's what we want, right? Financial freedom, freedom to do what we want the way we want it. And so, our next speaker decided, why don't I start a freedom-based mentoring business? Isn't that wonderful? Freedom-based mentoring business. So, creating, running a business that you love. Something when you love, it's not work anymore, right? Because you're so much into it. You don't even feel you're putting in those hours, everything just goes, you're so energized. So, I'm going to leave you with the freedom business mentoring genius, Mona.
freedom was one of the things that I used to dream about since I was a little girl. When I was in school, I used to be so eager to leave and graduate from school so that I can become an adult in the working world, because I thought that there was freedom associated with that. So I did everything that was expected of a Lebanese girl back in the 1990s. I went to college, I got my MBA, and then I started working with a top-notch bank back in Lebanon. And within the first 3 months of working, I realized that employment was not for me. I felt so deceived. I thought, how is employment freedom? How is it that this is different from school? There was nothing different about having to follow somebody else's instructions all the time. In fact, the repercussions for being in the corporate world were much higher when you didn't follow instructions. But what were the choices back then in the 1990s? Starting a business, I was told, required a lot of capital. This is what I was taught in business school. So I stuck it out. I spent a lot of time in the bank working. And at some point, working for the bank, I was actually diagnosed with depression and anxiety. It was a huge thing for me, and this was basically my soul trying to get me to do some changes. And I was extremely unhappy, and I felt that I didn't have any freedom. Then one day I saw a show on Oprah, and there were these 2 young ladies who graduated from Stanford. They just finished their MBA. And they decided they didn't want to go into the corporate world. It was too boring. So they started their own business, and they became millionaires. And they were featured under the Young Millionaires show on Oprah. I was extremely inspired by that, momentarily. And then I thought, oh yeah, but they graduated from Stanford, and they probably had the funding. So I stuck it out for another 9 years working for the bank that I was working at. And everybody else was doing it anyway, so what else was I gonna do? Then one day I moved to Dubai, and I started working with a consulting company, a small boutique firm that was run by an entrepreneur. And that's when I started to realize, and I was introduced to the idea of possibility thinking, that anything and everything is possible. And I became so intrigued with the idea that I buried myself in all information that had to do with power of the mind. And in the process, I discovered that we are all very powerful beyond imagination, irrespective of background, irrespective of education, and irrespective of experience. We all have the power to do anything that we set our mind to. And so I was so excited with this information, this new information, so I decided to start my own online business in something that I knew nothing about. And in the process, I set an intention. I said, I'm going to make a regional company out of this business. I'm going to create an Arabic and English version. I'm going to create traffic of 250,000 page views per month, which was a stretch for a niche website. And then at some point in time, and I said I wanted to have an entire team of people. 5 years later, I had achieved all of that and more. And of course, I had quit my full-time job so that I could dedicate all the time on this business. And in the process, this business was my journey, it was my playing ground, I discovered that I was truly passionate in helping other people awaken their passions and discover their potential. And so now I am a business mentor to women entrepreneurs in the Middle East. I help women create a thriving business doing what they truly love. And if I were to leave you with one tip today, I would say, have a vision, a grand vision of what you want to do, and stay focused on that vision and believe with every cell in your body that you can achieve that. if I were to leave you with the 5 essential ingredients, I will give you some more tips. Number one lesson I would tell you is align your business with your purpose. Lesson number 2, because you will never have to work again when it's aligned with your purpose. Lesson number 2, know who your clients are and what their pains and challenges are, and deliver a service that solves this problem for them. Lesson number 3, automate your marketing. Have your marketing running in the background while you are working with other clients. Don't leave it to random planning. Lesson number 4 is have a magnetic marketing message, something that will get people to nominate themselves to work with you. And finally, for heaven's sake, don't work too hard. Work smart. Thank you.